I just did a little review on it, and that video will come out on Monday. So yeah, exciting news about that. Latest release of Ubuntu, although it is not a long-term support version of Ubuntu. Sorry. It will only be supported for 9 months until like June or July 2021. So it won't be supported for very long, but it is a new version of Ubuntu that is out. So yeah, it features the GNOME 3.38 desktop environment, which is pretty cool. When you go to your apps menu, you can now rearrange stuff in Ubuntu 20.10, a feature that I hope will eventually come to Ubuntu 20.04. We've got Firefox 81, Thunderbird 78, which Thunderbird looks great, by the way. And we're going from the Linux kernel 5.4 on Ubuntu 20.04 to the Linux kernel 5.8 on Ubuntu 20.10. And that's really great. So, yep. So that's what's going on with Ubuntu. So, you guys may or may not have noticed this, but the channel banner looks a little unfinished right now. It is unfinished, and I will work on getting it finished. I've just been very lazy, but hopefully I can get it finished sometime soon. So that would be great if I could get it finished sometime soon. And the introduction video is way outdated. So the introduction to Just Plain Tech, that video that you see when you first come to my channel, that will definitely be redone and everything. We're definitely going to redo that video because it is just kind of awful. Alright. And then speaking of introductions, we will also have a introduction video for Live Tech Talk. Just like we have an intro for regular Just Plain Tech videos, we will also have a Live Tech Talk video intro. So that will be pretty cool, although I don't know when exactly I will have that ready for you guys. Another update is that, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but let me just switch over to the screen. There we go. So, ASAP Used Meme, otherwise known as Nolan, has posted a new video. He did review Mark and Markus Bros beta. So yeah, that was pretty cool how he did that. So you guys can check out that video right there if you want to know what that's all about. We will have a Mark and Markus Bros stable coming soon. I'm currently working on that right now. So, Mark and Markus Bros stable hopefully will come out sometime within the near future. So, yeah, I guess I kind of got all the juicy stuff pushed out of the way. I see we've got a few people showing up. Hello. So, yeah. We did start a little bit late today, and I apologize for that. But, yeah, for the most part, that may be why we don't have very many people, because we did start very late. So, yeah. And we do have some updates on the gaming showdown for Just Plain Tech versus ASAP Used Meme. By the way, those of you who haven't already subscribed to ASAP Used Meme, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to him now? Definitely don't want to miss out on that gaming showdown. And also, he's got a lot of great videos. I think he's planning on posting weekly, but he's still getting everything set up, so I don't have too much information on that. But we have some more info on the gaming showdown. This is not official yet, but we think that we're going to start it off with Wii. Now, what we're going to do is we'll do one video every week. It will be multiple segments, and each video will basically be a different system. For example, like, one week is Android gaming, the next week is Linux gaming, the next week is Wii games, and we'll basically have a showdown on every different platform, and each platform is every week. So yeah, so we have some information on that. Some games we're planning on playing are Mario Kart, New Super Mario Bros. Those are for Wii. Sonic Roboblast 2 and maybe Sonic Roboblast 2 Kart, Super Tux Kart, and GLtron, maybe T-Worlds, which those are all some Linux games. So we don't have much information on that, but we have a bit of an idea. But if we can get ASAP Used Meme from 33 subscribers, which is what he has now, to 100, as soon as that happens, we will start doing that gaming showdown. And I'll also put this in the chat so you guys can get a link to his channel and then subscribe. So let me do that now. Alright, just while I'm at it, someone is asking if my Wii is hacked. And no, it's not. And I currently don't know if we'll be able to get a capture card that we can use for the Wii and the Xbox and other consoles that we do for the gaming showdown, or we might just have to do our best and crop the camera. But if you want to support the channel and check out some merch, that is how we get our revenue. So if even just one person buys a shirt, that might actually give us enough revenue to buy a capture card that we can use for the gaming showdown. So your support is much appreciated. But yeah, but for now, we might just have to crop the camera, so I'm not too sure about that. But no, our Wii is not hacked. So yeah. So we do have the release of Ubuntu 20.04. And a new thing with Ubuntu 20.04, and let me see if I can pull this page up, is that we actually have Raspberry Pi desktop images. Now, Canonical has been providing images for the Raspberry Pi server. They've been providing Ubuntu server they've been providing Ubuntu server images for the Raspberry Pi and other ARM single board computers for a while now, but we do actually have a desktop image for the Raspberry Pi 4. Now you're going to need at least like 4 megabytes of RAM. No, not 4 megabytes, 4 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah. Alright, so let me share my screen now so I can just show you what I'm talking about. So here we have Ubuntu 20.04 LTS server for the Raspberry Pi 2, Raspberry Pi 3, and Raspberry Pi 4. And now we have Ubuntu 20.10 server here. But another thing with Ubuntu 20.10 is that we also have Raspberry Pi desktop images for the Raspberry Pi 4 64-bit only. But that is amazing that we do now have desktop images for the Raspberry Pi. Now, not only will that mean that Ubuntu has Raspberry Pi support, but that could also mean that its derivatives, such as Linux Mint, may also add support for the Raspberry Pi on the desktop operating system soon, which therefore will give us just more great operating systems and Linux distributions that we can run on our Raspberry Pi, set aside from like Slackware, Manjaro, CentOS, and Fedora. We can now run some Debian-based distributions too. So that is a really great improvement. That's great to have on there. That will be a step forward for the Linux community and everything, just Linux in and of itself. So yeah, that's a really cool thing. More information about Ubuntu 20.10 will be on Monday's video. So yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to ask you guys a few things about the intro for the channel. Do you guys think that we have a good intro for our videos, or do you think that we should make another intro that we put in all of our videos? Feel free to let me know in the chat whether you like the intro or not, because we could always make a new intro. So, I'm also proud to announce that we're at 547 subscribers, I think. Here, let me check. Yeah. Oh, 541, but still. So we're at 541 subscribers. We're about halfway to our 1,000 subscriber mark. And in every 2 days, this channel gets about 700 views just in 2 days. So that is great. Love to see that growth. Thanks. So we have come a long way since I started this channel about 6 months ago, 5 months ago, something like that. Let me see if I can share my screen with you. Alright. So this is what we're at now. 541 subscribers and 1,354 hours of watch time. And that is just a lot of growth in 6 months. Starting out from 0 subscribers and 0 views and 0 watch time and all that. So I'd like to thank you guys as the Just Plain Tech community for keeping this channel going and making it all possible. So, yeah, so I see we get a few more people showing up here. Yeah, so I guess that's all that I have to announce. So, yeah, so anyway, I guess this is a pretty short live stream, but I guess that's all that's for nuts. Hello, what is your opinion source-based distros? And I'm going to ask what that means. I don't understand that question. Oh, hey, got ASAP used meme on here. Nice to see you here. Source based. Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. Like Gentoo compiles everything from the source. I do pretty bad with stuff like that. I haven't had much experience with Gentoo or Arch Linux or anything like that. And I know you guys have had some recommendations that I should do Arch or Gentoo. But I do need to learn that a little bit. And, well, I would be happy to do that. Yeah, I'm not very, not very knowledgeable with that. And I've heard Arch is pretty easy. I have actually done Arch before. It didn't go well, though. I managed to get it running in the kernel and everything. I installed it, and it was running and everything from the kernel. And then I tried to install a desktop environment. I think this was Arch Linux i686 on an old laptop I have. And I think I tried to install Mate desktop environment. And I think when it would boot up and boot into Mate, that's when it would freeze and it wouldn't do anything. So Slackware is source-based. I do love Slackware. That is a great Linux distribution, and I still use it all the time. In my opinion, it is a very great distribution. See you, ASAP used meme. Bye-bye. Alright. You have to install Display Manager on Slackware. What's a display manager again? Like a screen on and off. Oh, you mean like a login screen thing. Oh yeah, I guess on Slackware you could do that. Or you could just keep logging in through the kernel. Or you could do that on Arch, I guess. But for those of you who don't know what Slackware is, Slackware does not come with a login manager. It just boots you into the kernel and then you log in through the kernel. So I guess you could, if you wanted to, get a display manager and use that for Slackware, but I've never really felt like doing that. I'm perfectly fine with just logging in through the command line kernel. So one of you, I think it was Pedro, yeah, that's who it is. So forgive me if I didn't pronounce your name correctly, Pedro, but you actually recommended that I should change the music for what I'm thinking is the grass levels on Mark and Markus Bros. And I kind of agree with you on that. I think I should. And I actually did change the music, so hopefully in the final version, I hope you like it. So, yeah, I mostly just meshed sounds together, and that's how I got some music running on there. So, I kind of meshed it all together. It was kind of annoying. I think I did good on the other levels, but on that level it was, kind of annoying. So I did change it. Thank you for that recommendation. Your support is much appreciated. And, yeah. Just thank you so much for that. So I think that about wraps up this live stream. Don't have much to announce today, just a few things, and I guess I got them over with pretty quickly. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching.